all came from somewhere, we're all going somewhere, and we're definitely all lost in one way or another, which is why each week on 20 and Some Change, I bring in a new guest so they can share some of their experiences in their 20s. This week, I have a special guest named Ricky Kent. Well, his name is Nick Jones, aka Ricky Kent, and here he is.
Dragons, I cracked the egg in your basket. Your bastards, I'm Marilyn Manson with madness. Can you?
Oh, you're going old Kendrick on us. Okay. So at the beginning of every show, someone teaches me something, and I had a feeling you were gonna teach me how to rap. I told you not to tell me, but I had a feeling you were gonna teach me how to rap, and I'm not ready. But like, we're gonna try to do this.
So what do you want to rap about first?
I want to rap about.
I just want 4 bars from
I want to rap about the mimosas we drank.
The mimosas.
No, I'm sorry, the mimosas. Me and the crew
straight orange juice in my cup. About the mimosas. Okay. So instead of using mimosa, let's use the word drink instead.
Okay. Mimosa seems easy, but okay. Drink. No, drink. Drink.
Okay. So, what words? We're gonna structure this freestyle, and then you're gonna do it at the end.
All right.
What words can you think of that rhyme?
With drink. Think.
Okay.
Pink.
Okay.
Mink.
Mink. Okay, so we're gonna use drink, pink, think. What was the other one?
Mink.
And mink. Okay.
You know, like rappers rap about mink coats all the time.
Okay. You were drinking a mimosa. It's a fancy drink.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
When I start to drink it, I feel fancy in my mink. My favorite color to wear, the mink is stay pink. I drink too much, it gets hard to think.
Okay. All right.
Now you do it.
Are you gonna give me a beat? I need a beat. I'm like Lil Wayne. I need a subject. I need a beat. I need a producer.
I'll give you a slow one. I'll give you like an easy one.
Okay. My name is Micah.
Okay, so people first freestyle, usually I don't know why they do this, but the first thing they usually do is say their name. Like, my name is Micah.
I'm about to bunch. That was good.
That's already it.
I got this. I'm not Nicki Minaj, apparently. Here we go. My name is Micah, mimosa in my drink. When I drink too much, it gets hard to think. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy to have you here. In case you didn't know, Nick Jones is a rapper. He's a very talented rapper. He's underground out here in LA. When I show him, it's true. When I show him to people back home or just friends in general, they're like, oh my, who is that? That's kind of fresh. I'm like, I know, I'm saying. So I definitely felt like it was important to bring him on the show today, especially with everything that's going on in our world, in our 20-something worlds. He's got a lot of perspective to share. Life is rough. Life is so rough. Oh my gosh. So, okay, first of all, how old are you?
Oh, man.
I'm
25.
25, that's what I thought. Okay, we're right on the money.
Quarter century.
So you're a quarter century through the way. Wow, you're old.
I know.
You're real old.
I'm halfway
to 50. You're 25, you're halfway to 50. So I guess you have kind of a lot to share as far as experiences.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So why is life rough?
Okay, well, let's start this really morbid.
All right.
Well, life isn't always rough. It's rough patches.
Especially right now, right?
Especially right now. Life is rough because of finances, like everyone else in this world. Bills don't stop, man.
Man, they do not stop. You stop working, but your bills don't
you're
stop.
On the ground, and the bills like, hey. Especially my Netflix. I just got an email from them today. They're like, we put your account on hold. We need that $11.50 by tonight. Yeah, just bills and just figuring life out right now.
Okay.
Like, I'm in the middle of like my big debut project, so like a lot of creative decisions are being made right now. Like, some songs are getting cut, which is like picking which kid to shoot. Like, it's hard.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah, that's been taking up most of my life right now.
All right. Well, I can't wait to talk about the project a little bit later. But I wanted to ask you, because I know you had shared with me a little bit that you had gone through it like right before we met. And so I think that like mental health, especially during this time in our lives, like in our 20s, is we struggle with it. And there's a stigma around it. And I guess I just wanted to hear from your perspective.
Well, especially like from like both of my dads, they would try to instill in me to like, be strong for like the family and all that. But they really didn't talk about their problems because they kind of held it all in. And I saw that. And I was like, okay, that's how you do it. So I never talked about my problems. I never like tried to let on that anything was wrong.
Right.
And if you do that, like it builds up. And like I haven't dealt with any of my traumas since I was like 10 years old, and I'm 25 now. So that's 15 years of just
pent
grief
up
and pain. And when I moved here, I guess my friends kept it at bay because I was like around them all the time, my family and my sister and all that. But I didn't have anyone here, so I kind of just like I was everywhere I went. I was just.
You mean like you didn't have anybody close here?
Anybody close?
Yeah, like you had the people that you know.
Like I have friends here now and all that. Right. But like those are people I grew up with.
Right.
So I kind of had no choice but to finally deal with it, and it just got like way too much. And things kept happening here. A song didn't work out here, or I didn't get that part, or something like that. And they
just like typical.
They seem very small, but like they add up, and one just became like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I plummeted. Like I started drinking again, started all kinds of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had to be checked into a hospital. I had to go to a psychiatric ward for a few days, and that was crazy because no pun intended, because when I was there, like I was pretty numb to everything. Like I was just like I was seeing everything, but I wasn't like, none of it was hitting me at the moment, because I was like, wow, I'm really here right now. And I was just kind of left with my own thoughts, and then seeing everybody else like really have some other kind of mental issues that they don't have a grip on, it put things in perspective. And I was like, okay, I don't need to be here. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? How did I get here? And then I started seeing a therapist, and from then on, and just start talking about my feelings, and started talking about what was going on, like just putting it out there so that it doesn't stay in, because that's what will do you in, just not dealing with it or not talking about it, because you need to deal with it in order to move on from it.
Right. Okay, so I have a couple questions for you, but I'll start with, what do you think took you to that point? Was it like the pressure of like feeling you needed to do better? Or, I mean, I know we talked about like the financial stress and all that stuff, but was it like the pressure of, you're like, okay, I'm this age, I have this much time to make it, or I have this much time to be successful? Yeah. Like, was it pressure, or what put you in the position to go that low in the first place?
I think it was a mix of the pressure, because like you're in a big city like this, everyone's gunning for the same thing you're doing, and like success is talent, hard work, but a lot of it's luck too, and that's something you just really can't control. No. So it was a lot of pressure, and then there was a lot of self pressure I put on myself. Like I was like, okay, I need to do this, and this by this date, and when that date would just fly by and I'm still in this place where I should have been in that place, I'd be like, I'm doing something wrong. And it was a lot of those negative thoughts. So yeah, I think pressure had a lot to do with it. And just constantly comparing myself to everyone else.
How old were you when you moved away from home?
When I moved out here, it's been a year now, so I was 24.
24.
When I came out here. But I stopped living with my parents when I was like 19.
Okay.
But I was still relatively close to them, so I would see them every once in a while. But
yeah,
it's the furthest I've ever been from anybody. And yeah, I was 24 when it happened.
So then everything just hit you at once, and you're just like going through like, I called the 20s our real awkward phase. Like we think it's teens, but it's really right now. So you're like hitting the peak of your awkward
'Cause
stages.
you're like an adult.
Yeah, you're
but
like an adult, but like not.
Are you
So
really?
are we really adults?
Yeah.
So I call it like this is our peak of the awkward stage. So you hit it. You came here right at that time when you were
Yep.
like starting to go through
Perfect timing.
at perfect timing. Like you got the acne and the braces and the glasses.
Mhm.
Yeah, all of it. So I guess another question I have for you is like you don't hear very many Black men speaking up about like mental health,
There's a
which is
stigma.
why I wanted you to talk about it because I think
Yeah.
it's huge and something that's not addressed enough, first of
No.
all. And people don't want to seek the help because of the stigma behind what it means to have a mental health issue. So what do you have to say about that?
I know when I was little, when I would always like say that I was sad about something, my parents would be like, "Oh boy, just do this, you'll be fine." They kind of like brush it under the rug.
Where does that come from though? Do you think that that's a man thing or do you think that that's a Black man thing or what is that?
I definitely think it's a man thing.
Okay.
But I think as far as being a Black man, like my dad's dad didn't know how to deal with it. My dad didn't know how to deal with it. Like I don't think they're just not equipped with how to handle it. So they just kind of brush it off thinking hopefully it's just a small thing. And like the Black man in the family is supposed to be like the protector and like the provider and all that. And if they're showing any signs of weakness, they're looked at as like a lesser man because of it.
Right.
Which isn't true. Like everybody has feelings. Everybody has
yeah,
like,
yeah,
stuff
it's
to
not
work
yes.
through.
Everyone has their stuff.
But there's just a lot of pressure because we're looked at a certain way and we're supposed to be this. And I don't think it's quite fair, but I think it's being addressed a lot more now than it was like 10 years ago. Like in my group chat, which is primarily, I think, all of us are just Black dudes in there. We're all starting to seek therapy and talk to our parents about it.
Oh my God, good.
And all our parents are kind of like saying the same thing, like, "Oh man, I didn't seek therapy, but you know what? Seeing you do it, maybe I should have dealt with it a little bit more." Like they're kind of thinking maybe they did things the wrong way.
Right.
And they're proud of us for like kind of breaking the mold for that.
Okay. And how do you see yourself like incorporating this stuff into your music? Oh, have you first of all, like have you already incorporated some of your passion for mental health, if that is a passion of yours?
Yeah.
Into your music, and like how do you see that it's had an impact on the work that you've done?
It's funny because with my music, I've always kind of shot that message out that like if you need to get help, please seek help. You're not alone, like those kind of messages, because I guess I make the music that I wish I heard back when I was younger.
Okay, I like that.
So I've always, but now I've been a little bit more personal with it. Like anybody be like, "Man, I was just like you," and just kind of like leave it at that.
Right.
But now that I'm like comfortable talking about it more, I'm a lot more in detail with it in my music. So like if you listen to a song of mine from like that I've recorded, let's say from like the summer till now, it's a lot more personal than anything I've done before. I was very vague about some things, but now I'm like digging right into it because I know my story is unique, but it's not like all the way unique.
Right. Like people have gone through it, but like your story is unique to yourself.
Everyone has gone through something similar. So if they hear it, which is why I love rappers, like Kendrick and Schoolboy Q and stuff, because they make music like that, saying, "Okay, I've been through this. If I can see the other side of it, if I got help, then maybe you can too."
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
What? Obviously, there's a big difference between 20 and 25. We don't think so, right? Like we don't think. Actually, like when you're 20 and you see a 25-year-old, you're like, "Damn, he's old as hell." And then you become magically 25, right? 25. But there's a big difference between those ages, and that's only 5 years.
Yeah.
Half a decade. So what advice would you give to anybody? I mean, it could be anyone, but even Black men. Like, what advice would you give about taking care of yourself mentally? And
the first phrase that came to mind is that it's okay.
It's okay.
Because I know me at 20, I was super stressed out about similar things because I was like,
What
man,
similar things?
like as far as where I wanted to be with my music and where I
Yes.
wanted to be with acting and where I wanted to be with any of those things. Like
Right.
me at 20 thought, at 25, I'm like
I'm gonna be
I'm
there.
living it. Like
Right.
I'm really just going for it, and
We don't understand that, like, that's just not how it
that's just
works.
not
And
how it works.
it's crazy, like, how you see things. You don't realize that it doesn't really work like
No.
that. It's not like, by this age, I'm gonna do it. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
And we're learning that, but, like, you don't see it until you're there and you finally hit 20. I mean, like, when I was 16, I thought by 20 I would be, like, rich or something. I don't know.
Right.
20 is
I
old.
thought the same
Like-
thing. When I was like 14, I was like, yo, man, by 24, dude,
Yes.
I'm gonna be just on
I'm gonna
top
be
of
balling,
everything.
and then you get there and you're like, I'm still so young though. Like, don't make me go by myself.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So it's okay. And then what else
It's
do you have
okay.
to say?
You don't have to put this crazy time limit on yourself. Because, dude, like, 2 Chainz, he was rapping forever, and he got put on like in his 30s. Like, people really didn't know who he was until he was like 31, 32.
Right.
So they're really like, I think the 20-year-old me was like, I want to be able to do all this cool stuff while I'm still young.
Right.
Right, while I'm still like,
I feel
super
that so
kiddish
much.
and super young.
Like,
and,
everybody
like,
thinks I'm so cute because I'm
Right.
young.
But I mean, I look exactly the same from when I was 20. So
Right.
like, except I have a beard now. And my hair is different, but I haven't changed physically since I was 20. And to slow down, like I was trying to like
Just slow
chase
down.
every
That's good.
every fad, like
Slow down. That's the one. Slow down.
It's okay and slow down. Just
Beautiful. It's
relax.
okay. Slow down. That's beautiful. What is it? What is the solitude? It's okay to be in solitude, like by yourself and just.
Like, what does that mean for me?
No, I'm just saying, like, is that what you mean? Like, slow down and it's okay to be alone
yeah,
and
dude,
like
it's not all gonna happen in a day. Like, just relax, bro. Like, you are just moving way too fast.
Good.
Enjoy everything that's around you, because I wish at 20 I was more grateful for what I was doing. Like, the rent I was paying at 20 was a lot less. I had a way better support system closer to me. Like, I have that same.
Because it's
support
easier to
system.
get support when you're younger.
Yeah, and they were just closer to me, so I
Right.
could just like go to my dad's house instead of calling him.
Right.
Yeah, I could have been a little more grateful. I definitely could have been more grateful, and relaxed. I was always on edge.
Yeah.
I was always like, no, it has to be done like this. Oh, I'm gonna freak. Like, just
Well, that's all right.
relax, man. It's okay.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing. But tell us a little bit about your project now. That's what I want to.
Oh,
I'm
man.
excited about this part to
Okay.
hear what you've got going on. What are you about to drop?
I can tell you the name of it.
Okay.
It's called Up Past 1 a.m.
Up past 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, how
Up Past
fitting.
1 a.m.
You're a night bird. Is that what they call you?
Exactly.
You're a night bird. You're an
Because
owl.
Most of the times,
Up past
when
1 a.m.
When I'm writing, it's usually when I'm up past 1 a.m.
Yes.
I'm doing most of my mixing. It's like most of my creative like pursuits are done way past 1 a.m. because I just can't sleep.
I know one time you asked me, like, what time do I usually go to bed? And you told me you envy me because I'm like,
yeah, I go to sleep at 8 p.m.
9:30.
I'm like, what?
Okay,
When?
so.
So I hate when rappers go, it's a concept album. Like, every album is a concept album. But like, it's loosely one. It's supposed
You're saying you hate when people say
I
it's a
hate-
concept album,
yeah.
but you're calling it a
Yeah.
concept album?
But I'm not calling it like a super like it. There's a theme in every song. Like, it's a loose.
But I feel like, is it music if it's not? Okay, it's still music, but like, is it
Like,
art?
To Pimp a Butterfly was a concept.
That's a
album.
concept.
Like, this is. I don't want to say this is not that, because I still think it's gonna be great. But like, it's not that deep as far as like all the songs.
Can you tell us what you're
one
talking about?
idea.
Like,
So the songs, the collection of songs are supposed to be like what I think about like just during the day, like what's going on in my head during the day.
Oh my
from
gosh.
when I wake up to when I go to bed.
and what's the song called that you dropped? What was the freestyle?
Oh, the Labor Day freestyle.
Labor Day freestyle, people. If you go listen to the Labor Day freestyle, that song is no joke. I kid you not. You've got to hear it. And then it will get you amped. That's why I'm so excited for this project to drop, because
like that on
it will get you amped for what's coming for up past 1 a.m.
Yeah. Like,
so
the first song is like really slow because you're waking up, you're kind of getting yourself together, and it gradually like gets more hype.
Good, I like that.
And then it kind of slows back down as you're going back to sleep. And if I get, the samples cleared, the way it'll end, if you had the whole album on repeat, it'll end the same way it starts.
That's perfect.
So it's just me during my day.
I remember. So I met you. I'm like, that's a cool dude. Like, what does he do? And I know you sing R&B and all that stuff. And then I remember you're like, yeah, I dropped this song. Like, you can go listen to it. And I played it. You know how you are. Like, everybody's a rapper.
Yeah.
So you're like, so I started playing, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is like music. This is good. So I'm stoked. You guys will be stoked once you go listen to the little snippet that you're going to get from the Labor Day freestyle. This is Ricky Kent. Nick Jones. This is Nick Jones, a.k.a. Ricky Kent. And I want to know, yes, I do want to know how you got the name.
Because when I first tell people that, they're like, but your name's Nick. Shouldn't it be Nicky Kent? I'm like, okay, buckle up. It's a ride. So when I first started rapping, the rap name I had was Blue. My brother gave me that name, but I took the E out because I'm cool.
Blue.
So it was just blah. Big B, little L, big U. Like, that's how it was supposed to look. I thought it was so cool.
You thought it was fresh.
But then our rapper named Blue came out. Like, there's a rapper named Blue now. And I think he's still making music. He's pretty good, too. I was like, oh, shoot. Now I got to think of another name. But then my brother, right to the rescue, was like, I got another name for you. How about Lyrical Assassin?
You're like, absolutely not.
No.
You said yes? Oh my, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm the lyric assassin.
Oh my God.
And I like to drink because it makes me think. Anyway, keep going.
He named me Lyrical Assassin.
I'm mad that you said yes. So mad.
I was like 15, man. I was like super edge. Like, yeah, assassin.
Okay, so what came next?
I shortened it to Lyric.
Okay.
Like, Lyrical Assassin was just a mouthful. So, but I still spelled it with a K. Like, Lyrik. This is the important part. So, when I do songs with my brother, sometimes to make, like, the verse rhyme, he'll refer to me as Ricky. Right? But didn't pay it any mind back then.
And he's a talented rapper as well.
He's
that's what I thought. Your brother's your favorite rapper. He's super talented.
His name is Kid Vicious, aka Icicles. He's the
fresh.
Greatest rapper. He's the greatest rapper to me. He's the one that made me start doing this. But so I just like, okay, Ricky, okay, cool. But whenever I would see him write it down, it'd be dope. Rikky. I was like, all right, I'll just leave that in the back of my head. Then I was like, all right, I'm going to actually try to pursue this, like, for real. But I can't be called Lyric because I feel like thousands of rappers and songwriters are probably named this.
Also women. That's like a woman's name.
That is a woman's name. Yes. I know, like, 2 lyrics.
Yes. That's...
So, okay, I need a new name. But I wanted it to be, like a name. Because at the time, and still now, I was listening to a lot of rappers that just use names. Like Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Mac Miller, Rick Ross.
Right. A name.
Names, right? But I didn't want to be Nick Jones because A, it's too close to Nick Jonas, and I'm not a Jonas brother. And it just seems too boring.
You sure?
Like Nick Jones just sounded boring. So all right, let me think of a first name. And I went back to the Lyric thing. I was like, okay, Ricky. Ricky's fine. Ricky, it's close enough to my name, but far enough away that I could make it 2 different people. And I was just searching for a last name. And then my sister, of all people, was like, dude, you love Superman so much. Why don't you just use
Clark Kent? Oh my gosh.
And I just said it. It was like a movie moment. I was like, Ricky Kent.
Ricky Kent.
Perfect.
There we go.
So I probably owe her like 5% of everything I make because of that.
Maybe 7.
And then Ricky,
maybe 7.
Maybe 8 if she can argue it. You know?
7.5. Split the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. It's been a blast. And
Can we hug on
we can
camera?
hug on camera.
Come here,
Oh my
come here.
gosh. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay. Well,
So I just roll
it's a
out
wrap. Peace. See ya. Me and Carlos got business to do,
here.
so
Like,
roll. Literally roll. See ya. Thanks for coming.
this is how I
Have a
roll.
good one. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember that it's okay and take your time and that mental health is important.
Yeah, make sure if there's something like bothering you, you should really talk to somebody because you can't keep that kind of stuff in. So it's okay. Slow down and just go get help.
With that being said, catch us next week. We're so excited for you to come back. I am, at least. He won't be here. But make sure you follow him, follow me, and have a great rest of your week. Happy Monday.
Yeah, let's stick with
We're in rap preschool right now.
Things like he, she, we.
Okay.
Like,